Welcome to our show. Chris Tucker, Vegan Baker of Goodness, Part 2 of 2. Chef Chris Tucker is an innovative vegan baker in Los Angeles, USA. He's known for being a Southern baker with a French twist. Chris was a contestant on the Great American Baking Show in 2018 and is a judge on the upcoming vegan culinary competition show, Peeled. He is also the CEO and founder of Better with Butter. In our previous episode, we learned about Chef Tucker's many successes. Today, we will discover more about his philanthropic undertakings, such as the Cake Initiative that began during the COVID lockdowns.
I was out just delivering a cake one day, and I was passing all of these stores that had been closed close to my house, and I just thought that behind every single one of those closed stores was a business owner. And behind that business owner was a family that was reaping the repercussions of that business being shut. And they're going to have a birthday. They're going to have a celebration of some type. And, you know, when you think about that, to me, the first thing that always comes to mind is, well, what kind of cake are you going to have? And cakes are very expensive here in Los Angeles. Even if you were to go to a grocery store and grab just a normal cake, it's still expensive, especially if times are really tough.
This was when Chris launched the Cake Initiative, which turned out to be a worldwide event.
And so that's how we launched the Cake Initiative, and we gave away a cake every single week to a deserving family that reached out to us over Instagram and told us that they were on hard times and they were going to be celebrating one of their child's birthdays. And we corralled bakers from not only all over the States, but we had people from all over the world that got involved. And they started this Cake Initiative. We like to say they started a local chapter of the Cake Initiative in their area and started offering cakes to people in their communities as well. And so it really had this ripple effect that we weren't necessarily expecting, but it was just really overwhelming, the amount of support and the amount of just involvement from other community bakers that we got from that.
Wow, what a positive and loving initiative that has warmed so many people's hearts during this harsh pandemic period. Chris Tucker also makes time to be involved with other charities, including toy drives.
We do a lot of stuff with a local charity here called the Alexis Project. And so every year we will do a toy drive for them. Last year we collected over 450 toys for them. The year before we collected 200. So it's growing every year, which is great. We are always involved with animal rights people and other vegan charities and different people in the vegan space just to see how we can be impactful on the sidelines. We're always doing something, even if we're not making it public, we're always doing something to give back to the community because we believe that's how we all grow. We all grow and get better when we're all doing better. And that's just really important to us, and it always will be.
Vegan, because we want to teach our children to be a good grown-up.
We certainly agree with this sentiment. In part 1 of our show, we learned that Chris Tucker transitioned all of his products to vegan offerings when he became vegan 3 years ago. His business, Better with Butter, in Los Angeles is entirely vegan and predominantly gluten-free, thus inclusive for those with allergies. He shared some keen insights into how the vegan community can make veganism more inclusive for others.
There's so much that we can do in the vegan space to, first of all, make it more accessible. I don't think that when you are putting veganism out into the world at an inaccessible price point, you're making it accessible to everyone. And I think that's where we have a really big issue at the moment. I think it's just really sad because it's not affordable.
The main reason vegan food sometimes appears to be more expensive than regular animal people-based food is the huge government subsidies given to the animal person raising industry to help bring down the cost of production. As our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai has mentioned, plant-based food could be less expensive and beneficial to all if this was changed.
If I were in the United Nations, I would advise all the countries to immediately start organic vegan. And all the subsidies that they use for the meat industry, extra money that the governments give, just give them to turn it to vegan, organic. It's so easy. And then I use the subsidies before, tell the farmer change into organic. Yes.
And even it could be cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it's cheaper and healthier for everybody and healthier for the planet.
Our appreciation to Supreme Master Ching Hai for her profound insight into the simple, yet highly effective and logical solution to ending the barbaric meat industry. Serving affordable vegan food to people can be done in many different ways and is not limited to running a full-time restaurant. There are various alternatives to serving plant-based food, such as vegan pop-ups, food carts, and stalls, like those at farmers markets. Chris recalls a fond memory of serving food at a pop-up.
I did a pop-up in Detroit not long ago in Hazel Park, which is just outside of Detroit. And there I served people macaroni and cheese and southern greens and fried chicken and corn casserole. And it was a really beautiful experience because I got to see people have this southern experience as vegans that they haven't had since they were young and being served food by their grandmother. And people were actually really emotional.
Running a restaurant is not the only way to provide vegan food to people. There are various ways to make it possible to serve vegan fare to the community. For example, Chris Tucker has clients that engage him to cook for them. Supreme Master Ching Hai also advises that there are different approaches that can be used to easily offer inexpensive vegan food.
就可以弄那种便当啊 lunch box 啊给那些办公室人啊带过去啊你工作哪里你就宣传那里然后自己一起煮一起来煮饭啊卖便宜给他们因为不用那个工厂不用什么大饭馆
Food unites us all, and vegan food extends the circle of compassion, uniting humans, animal people, and nature into a more harmonious global community. To that end, Chef Tucker had some wise words to share with our viewers.
I would assume most people that are watching this are going to be vegan, and so I would just say, keep up the good work. You're making an impact. You're doing something to lower the emissions that are being put out into our environment. You're saving animals. You are living a better lifestyle for yourself. So just continue to do what you're doing. Make sure that you're doing things for other people too. We're compassionate towards animals. Make sure that we're being compassionate towards people as well, because that's really important, especially in the days that we live in.
Our many heartfelt thanks, Chef Chris Tucker, for sharing your beautiful experiences, expert knowledge, and keen insights with our viewers. May your positive light continue to shine in whatever uplifting endeavors you put your heart into.
Veganism is the one truly abolitionist goal that we can all achieve, and we can achieve it immediately, starting with our next meal. Gary L. Francione, vegan.
Loving viewers, It has been a pleasure to have your endearing company for today's show.